1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, I messed up. Oh my god. Okay, I'm so nervous. So this is Nintendo Labo. It's a new DIY cardboard accessory kit for the Switch. And it lets you make things like a fishing rod or a motorcycle, and it comes with its own corresponding games for it. Currently, there's 2 kits on the market. There's a $70 variety kit, which comes with 5 separate games, and there's an $80 robot kit, which lets you suit up and punch a bunch of skyscrapers. So you might be asking yourself, why is this cardboard so expensive? Aren't I just gonna play with it once and be done with it? And the answer is no. There's this thing called Toy-Con Garage, which is like a coding platform that lets you remix like all these different games and like basically make whatever you want with it. So Nintendo's actually been putting out these trailers that show all the different things you can do with Toy-Con Garage, like a full-on tank simulator or a little device that feeds your pets. And they also showed a little bit of what looked like a Labo band. I thought this was really cool and I wanted to try it out for myself. So I thought of a really simple song I could play, which is Rainbow Connection. How hard could it be? And 2 days later, I am now a shell of a person. Let's start with the piano. This is one of the more interesting, complicated pieces of the variety kit. The build guide says it takes about 3 hours to build, but I think that's factoring in time that it takes to make with a child. Our production manager, Meg, who is very much an adult, took her about half the time to make this. So the software makes it really easy to follow along step by step to build your cardboard toy. And one of the best parts is moving around the camera. You can zoom in and zoom out, and it'll really help you visualize the toy in a 3D space. You can go forwards and backwards if you miss a step, and it's really great for kids. They can take their time to learn exactly what they're doing. If you look at the back here, there's actually little IR stickers placed on each key, and when you press a note, it reveals itself to the infrared camera on the back of the red controller, which you then stick in the back of the piano like this. And then you just put the keys back in here, and press a note, which will then make a sound. So there's also these little IR knobs that you can add into the piano, and they each have their own combination of IR stickers. So depending on which one you put in, it'll change the sound of the toy piano. So here's one of my favorites, which is the old man voice. And here's another cute one, cat sounds. So this isn't actually gonna like help us make music, but I thought it was pretty fun. So something that is going to help us make music is this little lever here, which when you press it, it changes the octave or lets you bend the pitch of a note like this. And one of the biggest challenges of making a Labo band was choosing a song that was easy enough to play. So I decided to go with Rainbow Connection, which kind of happens mostly on 1 octave, except for this B note that I need right here. So to do that, I'm gonna press this lever with the C sharp to get a B. So that was the easy part. Now let's put this aside to move on to the hard part, which was making the guitar. And this did not come with the variety kit. We had to go and make this on our own. Again, our superstar Meg, she signed this guitar and made it out of a bunch of popsicle sticks. And it's very much the kind of DIY that Nintendo is encouraging. I can imagine it'd be pretty fun to make this with your kids, or really fun for adults who love arts and crafts. This was the fun part, and this next part of actually programming the chords broke me. So this is Toy-Con Garage, and basically how it works is with a series of nodes. So let's start with an input, which in our case is a touch box. And we're gonna connect that to an output, which is making a sound. And you can customize what kind of sound you want. There's different keys, guitar sounds. You can customize how long you want the sound to be played. So I'm gonna go ahead, connect these boxes here, and that's what happens when you touch it. So I wanna make this look a little bit more like a guitar, and what you can do is stretch out this touch bar so it looks more like a string, and you can go ahead and copy these nodes here. And then I'm just gonna figure out exactly what notes are in a G chord, and take it from there. You can also change the octave of the keys, so I need to make sure all these octaves are correct for the chord. And I'm not a guitar player, so I have to look up each note in a G chord, and hope I'm doing this right. So I actually don't like that guitar sound. I'm gonna change it to an acoustic guitar sound. So that was just one G chord, and if you want to play a song like Rainbow Connection, you have to program like 6 or 7 different chords. And I just want to show you guys what that looks like on the screen because it was a nightmare. Basically, I had to program a different button to play a different chord, and I was kind of like running out of space here, so you can see I like cheated a little bit and made one touch bar play like 6 different notes. Yeah, it took every brain cell I have to learn how to do this. So this is the programming mode, and now we're gonna go to play mode, which clears the screen and lets you play without moving any of the notes around. So if I press this button, that plays an E chord. This is a G chord, and that's A minor. So I feel like I'm like getting the hang of this, but I really think that I probably could have learned to play a real guitar in the time it took me to program this on the Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4. So making a song on the Labo is just scratching the surface of all the things you can do with Toy-Con Garage. Nintendo Labo isn't just about cardboard, it's an experience that's centered around learning, and whatever you decide to do with it is up to you. I decided to make a song on the Labo. I love it, it's my baby, very proud of what I've done. Maybe like overly proud, but I'm sure like within a few days, the creative community is gonna be able to come up with some pretty cool things for it.